Introduce yourself.
My name is Weldon Montague III.
It was three before you, or you're the third in the line?
I'm the third in the line. And there's a fourth. My son is the fourth.
Really?
Yeah.
That was Montague stuff. You just go forth and multiply, huh?
Yeah, yes. I doubt if I have a fifth, but I doubt if my son have any kids. We'll see. All right, my name is Weldon Montague III. I'm running for councilman at large for the great city of Orange, New Jersey. Lifetime resident of Orange. Graduated throughout the entire Orange school system. Like you, I went to Park Avenue, Orange Middle, Orange High.
You got to be a great guy then.
Went on to graduate from Morgan State University. After leaving Morgan, I came back to Orange to embark in a career in social service. I've been working for New Jersey Department of Labor ever since 1991. Successfully, I'm a job developer, successfully responsible for hiring thousands of people, with the state and in this community volunteering. I run a program in Orange, right at Ebenezer Baptist Church, called Higher Ground. And what we do is I volunteer coordinator, and what we do, we help people with jobs. If they have drug problems, homeless problems, we help them get their lives back on track.
All right, so if East Orange Mayor Ted Green was doing expungements before he became Mayor Ted Green, Weldon Montague been helping people get jobs before
and expungements.
And expungements.
Yes, I've been doing all of that for the community. I'm a common household word in Orange because I help everybody comes to me for jobs. Even the mayor or every mayor. I worked with every mayor since Ben Sackett, helping with jobs, training, sometimes on a volunteer basis. Most of the time on volunteer. I love to volunteer. Okay?
I think it's very interesting that you mentioned that you work with every mayor since Ben Sackett.
Yes.
Because to me that says you understand the workings of government. A lot of times people don't understand.
Right.
People think, oh, government is this, is that, is this.
No.
But in terms of getting things done, you understand how it works.
Right. And the reason I always go to a mayor is because they can help. They can be the gateway, so I can help my people in Orange. So just like I'm going to help Don to start the first mayor's office of employment and training, I'm going to be volunteering. After I win, I can't work for the city of Orange, but I'm going to be a vital part of starting that organization. I noticed.
The irony of that is, as a council person, you get paid, but you're going to get paid to give your time away for free.
Right, I'll give it away. Yeah, that's right. So, and what I noticed with a lot of the council people in Orange, and I'm not going to name any names, I noticed they show up to their mandatory meetings and that's it. You don't see them for 3.5 years, and on the 4th year, they're knocking at your door saying, please support me. The average person will say, what have you done for me? That is not going to be me.
I want to ask you something about that. Because, you mentioned that. A lot of people say that all the time. Especially in our community. They go, oh, every 4 years they show up. They need our votes.
Right.
But the way I interpret that, and this is once again me editorializing is, and I think you put your finger on it.
Right.
Is that once people get elected, once some people, a certain type of person and personality gets elected, they take on us against them.
Right, exactly.
We need you to get into office.
Right.
But once I'm in office, I don't need you no more.
I don't need you no more.
And I'm with them now. Right? And they start doing the them stuff as opposed to the we stuff. What do you think about that?
No, well, all I can do is speak for myself. I'm definitely going to be visible, approachable. I believe in diversity. I'm always going to be at Ebenezer Baptist Church. I've been there for 6 straight years, every Friday, clockwork. It's part of my DNA. I'm going to be there for the people every Friday.
All right. I'm going to give a little background here. Now it's going to get tough, right? I gave you 4 minutes of
who I
but now I'm going to throw you a couple of curveballs, all right?
Okay.
If you don't mind.
I don't mind.
All right, my first curveball is, you say a lot of people, especially if you need a job or who want to give jobs, they know Weldon Montague your name, right?
Yes.
My excuse is I was a little kid, right? I called Donna Williams and these guys the 80s babies because they was the big kids.
Right.
And I was a little kid on Day Street, right?
Right.
And so perhaps I was not as aware, right, about what you big kids was doing. So when I heard Weldon Montague, who's that? Right?
Right.
And especially, what I didn't know about you, I'll say this. If I didn't know anything else about Weldon Montague, what I know is that once the person who I consider to be the front runner in this mayoral race found out that you were not going to be part of his team and part of his ticket,
Right.
he dropped out of the race. So I'm saying, if they can't have Weldon, he can't have anything, right? And I'm saying, why is Weldon Montague so important? I mean, if he can't, this guy has not got this guy's support, it's just over, right? He's just going to throw in all the chips,
Right.
And I mean, so that's how I come to understand you. Sometimes I'm asking people, who's Weldon Montague? They go, oh, he's the jobs guy. He does this, he does that, he does this.
Right.
So now I know you as the jobs guy.
Yeah.
Weldon Montague, aka the jobs guy.
I am the jobs guy.
And so, what do you think about that? That's my impression of you. That once Weldon Montague was not going to run, pick the side, he was going to decide to run with DKW.
Right.
The other candidate just said, fold up camp, it's over.
Yeah, and I think you were there. I think you were taping that person, and we went to school. We was almost in every class growing up. I loved that guy. Mm-hmm. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to run with somebody that had a track record. I didn't want to run with somebody that they were going to be I'm a rookie at doing this. I'm good at helping the community, but Donna, I've been working with Donna for years, probably 10 years, doing various job programs. Anytime Donna does anything with a job, has something to do with jobs, she brings me in. Mm-hmm. We did jobs over at the police department for ex-offenders. We did jobs, we took the kids to Great Adventures to work. Just so, she's been engaged. She's the type of council person that I'm going to be. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be engaged all year, helping individuals with jobs, training, help ex-offenders. I'm going to help the person that doesn't have a voice. I'm going to be the champion for individuals that are homeless, champion for people that need drug programs.
You know what I just heard when you said that?
Yes.
I heard best practices.
Yes.
And we always talk about best practices.
Right.
But my complaint about Orange, once again, editorializing, is that a lot of times it seems like Orange gets the worst practices from some of the other places that come here and set up and fester, as opposed to the best practices. But you, as a council person, and somebody wants to move his community service to another level.
Exactly.
You decided to go with best practices.
Yes.
And the best practices that you saw were what Donna Gateway was, aka DKW.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm listening to Larry Ham today. He has the same views as I do. Mm-hmm. We want to help. We want to help the poor people, the people that don't have a voice. People tend not to listen to them. They got a voice. I want to fight for affordable housing. We got all this new housing in Orange. A one-bedroom apartment in a brand-new apartment over there is $1,700. Mm-hmm. I don't really know people that can afford that.
Because it's not just the $1,700 a month. You got to come with the first 2 months in down payment, right?
Yeah, first 2 months in down payment.
But that's really like about $6,000.
$6,000 to move into an apartment. Mm-hmm. So a lot of our people end up moving out of the city because they can't afford to live here. So I want to be a part of that change. Drug programs. Right here, walking distance from where we're at on Park Street right now, is nothing but drugs. Drugs in front of Brandy's, drugs inside of McDonald's.
But the mayor's brother was the police director. How can there be there be drugs going on?
Walking distance with cameras over there. You can still go right over there, and they're standing right there buying drugs. People got drug problems. People are dying from fentanyl. Okay? We got to make a change. We don't even have a homeless shelter. If you're homeless in Orange, New Jersey, you got to take a bus to Newark or to East Orange. Don't even have enough to service us. And Mayor Ross Baraka, which I think is a great person, he's telling everybody he can't afford everybody from other towns coming to his shelters.
And that's just bare phones facts.
Yes.
Fiscal facts.
New York is sending people. Orange is sending. What about the people from Newark? I understand his view on that. We need to have a shelter. I spoke to Ken over here. That's going to be one of his projects. He's going to help build a homeless shelter. Orange could use 25 beds.
Instead of spending $300,000 on a fake position.
On a fake position. Or putting money into a building and get ready to knock down. Or spending money on the library after they opened it up. I didn't see any changes. It looked the same. So, did anybody go to the library after they closed it down and opened it up?
According to the court filings, that work was never done. It got paid for, but it was never actually done.
It was never done. And I'm not saying whose fault. I'm not talking about anybody. I'm just talking about the truth. I utilize the library. and nothing was done. I went in there expecting to see, it's the same library we went to, Chris, when we were in Park Avenue.
And the air conditioning was better back
And
then.
it was better back then. So it's a lot of change. Orange is always great. I don't want to be like Donald Trump and say, let's make Orange better. Orange is already better. We just want to improve it. We want to make improvements. We still got the good people here. So I just want to see some improvements. I want to be a part of that change. I want to be the catalyst for change. I want to be that person, the voice of the people. As far as me being a council person, my job is to, whatever the mayor passes to me, then I got to look at it and see if it's in the best interest of Orange, New Jersey. That's what I'm voting on, okay? That's what she expects me to do. Whatever is the best interest in Orange, that's what I'm going to do. And that, that's the whole thing with me. I want honesty and integrity.
Are you sure? He said, Larry admitted politics is dirty business.
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of people don't like to have honest, politics with integrity. It gets in the way of making money.
Right. And I might end up being that different person. Money can't buy me. I could have been working for the city. I rather did the program. Instead of working for the city, I did a program for free for 5 years.
May I? I'm glad you said it, because that was my second curveball.
Right.
Because you mentioned your program at Ebenezer Baptist Church. But from what I have heard after I started asking, who was the Montague?
Right.
The question was, we talked about integrity. My question, who is this guy? And they were saying that, like you said, and this is what I heard, independent of you.
Right.
I always like getting independent confirmation for things that I've heard.
Right.
Is that you were not that you had to move to Ebenezer Baptist Church, but you chose to go there because
Yes.
Reverend Bill Rutherford is a good guy, shares your values.
Yes.
But you were running it originally out of City Hall.
Right.
But you had to leave City Hall because of some...
Politics.
Yes.
Politics. Because of a sign in front of my house. That's how it really all started. And I refused to take it down.
It was doing something. So even though everybody knew you were doing something good for people...
I might have had the best program going in the 6 to 9 program. And the 6 to 9 program is a great program. That's where the kids come after school. It's like an after-school program. But I had the jobs program. Jam-packed every night. I had companies coming there. So because of this, I felt I was putting my friend's sign in front of my house. So I was told I had to take it down. And that made me feel a little indifferent. So I didn't take it down. Needless to say, I never got back into that program of working with the city again, so I created my own program.
When a lot of times people say they or them and it's faceless. When you say, you don't have to put a name in your name. You say, told you to take it down. Who told you that? I mean, because this is America, last time I checked, you can do whatever you want. It's your property.
Yeah, exactly. So the way I felt, I think...
Well, who told you that? I mean, was it somebody working for the city?
Yes, it was. I want to say, you know what I don't want to get into?
Well, obviously, you don't have to put any fingers, but I want to know who told you that.
It was I know the person's name, but this is what I want to do. I don't want a nasty... This is what I always think about. I watched Donald Trump calling people names. Everybody that's running have great intentions. They might not be doing the best they can, but they all have families. They all have lives. I'm not going to do a smear campaign. I just know I can do it better than the people that are doing it now. That's what I'm telling you right now. That's what I think. I'm not going to down anybody. I want to be a part of the solution. I am not going to be one of those people that's talking about people. I don't have an axe to grind. I've been with Department of Labor 27 years. I've been in the pension system 27 years. I've been on 401k for 27 years. Money is not my motivation.
You sure you're not afraid to stay? You work for government, Department of Labor. You sure you're not scared? A lot of times, you go against these people, you're going to get blackballed. They're going to come get you. It might lose your job. You're not scared of that?
No, because CWA 1037 is backing me. My union that is backing me to run for councilman at large. As long as I run nonpartisan, I had already heard that I'm running illegally. And I already had to put someone in check. Sorry, I don't work for the federal government. I work for the state. This is a nonpartisan election. And I'm able to run. And CWA is backing me. Okay?
So what do you think if I say, listen, I applaud your efforts to to do like First Lady Obama said, when they go low, you go high.
I go high. Yes.
I like that. Even
Right.
though in practice, a lot of people don't want to do that.
Right.
Right. And I don't personally, as a journalist, I don't think it's a smear campaign. I think it's just stating the fact. Like I said, a lot of times you get these ambiguous theys and thems,
Right.
and you know, but the only way to point a light on they and them is to show who did it, right? 'Cause you
The
gotta-
city government, and no matter what happens, anytime you look at anything, when something good happens in the city, who gets the credit? When something bad happens in the city, who gets the credit? So same thing. That's the people. That's when I say they, the city, because somebody could have stopped that from happening. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
They saw it was successful. I'm very popular. Anytime somebody says Montague is going to be somewhere with jobs, they're going to be there. They know they got an opportunity to get a job. Okay? I'm tied in with all of these companies, Amazon, FedEx, all kinds of temporary services, jobs for people, reentry jobs, the Port of Newark, everything. I can get people jobs.
And that's not bragging. That's just.
No, it's not bragging. Yeah, it is bragging because I put the work in. I'm
Well,
bragging.
listen. I always say about Jordan and LeBron and the
Yeah.
greats, it ain't bragging if you can do it.
Yes.
Right.
And if anybody really knows me, I do a lot of work on Facebook. I've been on Facebook 10 years straight. I post every day. I think one of my colleagues in the campaign told me I got maybe 60,000 followers and friends. Okay, and I'm not a star. I don't play basketball. They follow me because I'm giving them jobs.
You're not worried
training.
You're not worried about that. I mean, in Orange, you know, you never look up. People might find some suspect things in your hack your social feeds or something.
You know
I mean,
what?
that has happened before too.
Yeah, I saw it happen, but I'm on my page too much for somebody to try that. I don't miss a day. I have family in Virginia that they'll say I'm gonna call him if he don't post. That means something happened. I post every day.
So let's tell people that website with that Facebook page is. Where can people find you? What is it?
Weldon, my name, Weldon Montague III. 3RD, Weldon Montague 3RD, but you can always go to Orange, New Jersey, our website. Team Orange, New Jersey. It links up to my page.
And even
So everybody that's on my page, you can link right over to our campaign page.
right. And even if they don't vote for you and they need a job, they should still come look for you, right?
You know, I'm the master at turning haters into people that love me. Okay, I'm telling you that now. I have no hate. I'm the master at that. You hate me? Come see me. I'm gonna get you a job. I'm gonna put you in another position. I'm gonna help your family out. Okay, so everything I do is from the heart. Both of my parents. We all came from Ebenezer Baptist Church. All my family ever did was give. You know, I helped in soup kitchens. It's just part of my DNA to help. I grew up pretty good. Great parents, two parents that worked.
In the city of Orange. And I want you to say that because listen, one of my pet peeves about the city of Orange, and it just in urban in general,
Right.
is people think that wherever you get a large collection of African Americans, Black people, or minorities in general, that is like the ghetto,
Right.
or it's the hood. And Orange was not the hood.
No.
It's not technically the hood now. You got some bad parts, but still, you got
Look.
people who work and live.
My mother and father both got degrees. My sister is assistant superintendent of school, Dr. Harvest, in East Orange. That's my older sister. Okay, we both went to Morgan State University. So I can't say, you know how people say I had to walk a mile to go. No, my parents took care of me. My father was my role model, still is. My mother passed away. My father is my biggest supporter. So, you know, I'm blessed. So that's why I'm like Uncle Monty to everybody in this community. I want to be that
And I
guy,
want
that
you
role
to comment
model.
on that. That used to be the norm in Orange,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
You know, your story was not just some isolated
Right.
black success story, right?
No.
I mean, you looked around, and we talk about the Huxtables or whatever, but that was here in Orange.
Yeah, it was here in Orange. I didn't have a choice.
Right.
At first, when going to high school, we all knew in my family your next move was college. I didn't even know anything else. That's how my parents brought me up. And yes, I lived on Duane Street in Orange, followed my sister to Morgan State University. She was when I was a freshman, she graduated. She was working on her master's after I left. And you know, That was just normal. My brother went to Virginia State. My mother graduated from Rutgers. She's deceased. And my father graduated from Virginia Union.
So we talk about HBCUs, historically black college universities.
Yes.
And that's your pedigree. And the reason, listen, I really want to point that out because, once again, that is one of my pet peeves. That people think that, the kids living here.
Right.
Right? They think that it's the hood. They think that it's like Boys in the Hood or something. And that it's always been that way. But it has not been that way. Even if it looks that way now or feels that way now, that's not how it was or how it should be.
Who is the leader of the Black Caucus right now? What's his name?
Over
Kwasi Mfume. You know him?
Kwasi Mfume, yeah.
He was my RA at Morgan.
Nice.
I know him personally. I thought he didn't remember me. I was in D.C. and he said, Monty. I was a freshman when he was doing grad school.
They always remember the bad kids.
Yes, yeah, I was. you got to evolve. Every 10 years, you should turn into a better person.
I thought you were talking about Jeffries, who's in the house now.
No,
who was related to Darryl Jeffries and Professor Jeffries.
Kwasi Mfume.
Okay.
Yep, he was my RA. I know him personally. He used to be on our radio station, WEAA. He was one of my mentors in college.
But I want you to, I want to point that out because the idea that excellence does still come from Orange, has come from Orange in the past,
yes,
and can still come from
Orange. It can still, and it's all with mentorship, okay? A lot of people got to see people that look like them that are successful, Sometimes when the only person you see that's doing well is a drug dealer with a BMW, they tend to say, wow, I want to be him. But when they see people like myself, yourself, Larry Ham, other people, they want to follow in our footsteps. And that's who I am.
All right, and that's what you want to be. So
and that's what I want to be.
It's next step up.
I'm taking the next step up. I plan on winning. I don't want to be arrogant, but I plan on winning. Mm-hmm. I work hard. I'm campaigning all the way until I close my eyes at night. I'm on social media campaigning. I'm talking to each person individually in Orange. I go to each page. You from Orange? I'm telling you about myself. I'm sending you pictures. And we can talk every night.
Where do you find time to do all this stuff? You got a full-time job, you're helping people out. I have known sitting council people go, I don't have enough time to devote to my council job. But you see, I have a lot of time to do all these things.
I don't play video games. I really don't. I only watch documentaries and news. And my passion is Facebook and social media. So I post jobs at night. As soon as I start getting sleepy, I actually work all day long. I'm being realistic all day.
And your work and your job, what you do and your passion, is getting people jobs.
And you know what? This is the old saying that's true. If you find a job that you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life. I'm not really working. I'm not working. This is what I'm proud to be getting paid to help my community move forward.
You mean you can actually be successful serving people?
Serving the people and making a living at the same time.
You sure?
I'm doing it.
I'm
living proof.
I didn't know that was the American way.
Yes.
I thought we had to make America great again by exploiting people.
Right. No, we don't. We don't. Some of my greatest achievements, me and my wife was we were at the Pancake House after church. Mm-hmm. A guy came up to me, stood in front of the table and said, Montague, you remember me? I said, no. He said, you got me a job at Bell Telephone 16 years ago. Nice. I am now a supervisor. I live in Pennsylvania. Here are my 3 kids. Thank you so much. I almost wanted to cry. He said, do you want me to pay for your meal? I said, no, your story is good enough. Thank you. Hugged him and his wife. And then I asked the waiter, can I have my check? He said, somebody paid for your check and bought you 2 more meals. I don't even know how to give it back to him. He was gone.
Wait. Larry Ham, you got somebody want to be a politician, turn down a free meal. What's going on with the world, man?
I turned it down. I was just happy. I had that feeling like you want to cry the way he was telling me. Yes. So, I'm just, it might not sound perfect, but it's from the heart. It's from the heart.
All right, so now we were in with the shameless plug, right?
Right.
All right, so, like I said, you want to turn down free meals, want to be in politics.
Right.
Good luck, young man. But,
yes.
But tell people where they can go and find you.
You can find me, Team Orange, New Jersey, 2020. And you can also go to Weldon Montague III RD. All you got to do is hit like, no friend request. Just hit like and you're on my page. All right?
All right, that's it?
That's it.
All right, you keep it short, huh? You want to be a politician? Keep it short?
I keep it short and I keep it real.
Nah.